um. Why? Why? Okay, wait, let me stop. Uh, uh, Blum, 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 blum. Um, if you want I'm watching. I'm watching. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. One. Now it goes back to one. I wonder who it was that came in. Oh my god. Oh look, they're my number one. What is going on? Hi Zelly Bear. Good evening to you too as well. I know it's been a while since I have streamed in the evening hours, and yeah. Some people have even asked for me to stream again in the evenings. I feel like it's a, bit more chill, and some have missed my voice. I sound a little tired right now. So, if you haven't yet, hit that like button. I just did. Doesn't cost a thing to do so. Jesus Christ. KK baby. KK baby. KK baby. I don't know what Honey is saying. Let's see. Wow. Peaceful love and energy. It's the things of pain. It's the pain. Ooh, 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 Excuse me. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Big Bear AI. Oklo, I remember we were talking about Oklo before. And Lightbridge. Oklo, Big Bear, AMC, ASTS, Space Mobile, Archer, Microvast for Pennant Park, Plug Power, GoPro, and Pennant Park again. Okay. Had all reported earnings after market close. Big Bear. Big Bear. AI. Oh, thank you, Big Zelly, for sharing this stream. Oh, is that a weekly cup and handle? What I see right off the bat? Whoa. Oh boy. I know you guys see this right away. That's textbook style. Textbook style. Cup and handle. In my opinion, of course, not financial advice. And just know that the stream is strictly in my opinion. Anything that I say, everything that I say, of course, is not financial advice. For educational research and entertainment purposes. No, you're loud. Yeah. So I'm just wondering. I mean, it's been in a range for some time here. So I wonder. I wonder if this is gonna be where it starts to. Well, actually, well, as a matter of fact, hold on, because it did go down. It did go down in after hours. So I could be wrong. How? Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, that's a huge difference. You're fishy. You're what up, fishy? You're. Oh, wow. So it dropped all the way to $5 after earnings reported for Big Bear AI, both missing earnings per share and revenue. That's pretty heavy there. Jeez, 1,083% down in earnings per share. It was good, fishy. It's been a minute, right? We'll talk about AMC earnings in just a few moments. Market Watch here already reporting with the caption, Big Bear AI stock is sinking. Here's the biggest problem from earnings. AI analytics company dramatically lowers its outlook and cutbacks by the federal government are causing customers to be more measured in their activity. Says Big Bear AI withdrew its profit guidance for the year while lowering its sales forecast. BBAI is the latest flashy artificial intelligence stock to see its stock go through a reckoning after earnings. The company, which sells artificial intelligence analytics products to the national security, defense, and manufacturing industries, acknowledged Monday afternoon that cutbacks by customers who support government agencies will weigh on results for the rest of the year. BBAI now expects $125 million to $140 million in revenue for 2025, whereas it was previously modeling 160 to 180 million. The company yanked its prior guidance for full year earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization due to the combination of revenue uncertainties as well as stepped up investments. The earlier outlook was for adjusted EBITDA, quote, in the negative single digit millions, meaning a loss. So it had sank 29% in the after hours. It had risen 124% in the 3 months leading up to the report, and nearly 500% over a 12-month span. All right, so you can see here the price action of BBAI in the past. Huge run around February. But overall, since let's see, it was at a bottom of $1.15. It says the 52-week range was from a low of $1.21 to as high as $10.36, and that was on February 13th of this year, reaching that all-time high. All-time high or 52-week high? Oh no, I mean this stock was a lot higher actually before. BBAI is a familiar name too. It's been around for a while. So back in April 6th of 2022, this stock was at the all-time high of $16.12. Let's check out the monthly right here. If you check out the monthly, you can see this big smile that that's making that is making right now. It's a big smiley face. And if that is the case, right? Let's just say we're being hypothetical here. So BBAI giving us a big grill, a big smile, and the smile keeps grinning up and following. I feel like perhaps perhaps this trend continues because there is still some room in the RSI to go up until it's completely overbought, and then from there you have a resistance here facing. This is just me being hypothetical again. All right, so you can see previous levels at around $10. So maybe down the road, BBAI would regain its this trend to the upside, follow this big smile, and maybe in the next month or so, or maybe sooner, who knows? Who knows what the situation is, where BBAI could reach $10 once again as that major level resistance. And if not, then you can always go below that and probably face $4 if bearish. So that's my overview of BBAI. I don't know much about what's going on with the company and what they are planning to do. Fishy says he got no dry powder. School shopping for the guppies, for the niños. Let's see. Strategy. Cash doubles. Losses widened. Huh. Wonder what's happening with them, but the only thing I can do right now so far is just an analysis with the chart. But yeah, that was the result of their earnings, which they have missed terribly, and they went down from as high as $7.68 all the way to as low as 502 or $5 actually. Hit 5 and then just started consolidating around there. So how's everybody else doing? Fishy, buying stuff for the kids for school. School is just around the corner. Next month, September, all the kids back to school. Hopefully that will be able to make others stress less, focus more on what they need to do in terms of trading. Let's see. Number 3. Get number 4 to make it an even number? Damn. You want them to have 4 kids. It's hilarious. Alright, so let's look at AMC real quick. You know what's crazy? I was surprised that AMC had reported their earnings earlier than expected. It says it right here before market open. Even though on earnings whispers, it's said that AMC was supposed to report their earnings after market close, but apparently that wasn't the case, and so I was I was off about. I mean, I don't know. I was just wondering why that was the case. But anyway, yeah. So in terms of their earnings report, says here they report results for the quarter ending June 30th. Says that they reported a quarterly break-even results per share for the quarter, higher than the same quarter last year when the company reported an EPS of negative 10 cents. The mean expectation of 6 analysts for the quarter was for a loss of 8 cents per share. Wall Street expected results to range from negative 11 cents to 5 cents per share. Revenue rose 35.6% to $1.40 billion from a year ago. Analysts expected $1.35 billion. AMC Entertainment Holdings Inc. reported EPS for the quarter was a loss of 1 cent. The company reported a quarterly loss of $4.7 million. And their shares had fallen by 5.5% this quarter and lost 26.4% so far this year. The forecast changes, and this is from Market Watch, I believe. Let me see. No, Reuters. Okay. So the forecast changes. The mean earnings estimate of analysts had risen by about 40.8% in the last 3 months. In the last 30 days, one analyst negatively revised an earnings estimate. The recommendations here: the current average analyst rating on the shares is hold, and the breakdown of recommendations is 1 for a strong buy or buy, 6 for hold, and 1 sell or strong sell. The average consensus recommendation for the leisure and recreation peer group is at a buy. Wall Street's median 12-month price target for AMC is $3 per share, about 1% above its last closing price of $3.03. Excuse me. Let's see. I did post I think I posted it somewhere on the Discord. I think it was here, the report, which has a lot more details. And no, there was earnings, but they had released it they released it early in the morning at 6:45 a.m. So it was trading at around $3.03 when all of a sudden at 6:45 a.m. this thing went all the way to as high as $3.47 before, obviously a P&D for a short period. And then after 7 o'clock a.m., then AMC goes on a slow incline and back up to as high as 332, just to get dropped back down after market open, all the way down to as low as $2.98. So it's like the $3 level is, it's just something that's been reoccurring for many months, or maybe longer, but here's more details. Here it says the adjusted EBITDA was $189.2 million, compared to 38.5 million for the second quarter of 2024. Net cash provided by or used in operating activities was 138.4 million dollars compared to 34.6 million for the second quarter of 2024. Free cash flow was 88.9 million dollars compared to 79.2 million for the second quarter. Excuse me. Wow, of last year. And cash equivalents at June 30th, 2025 was $423.7 million. So they have now $423.7 million cash at hand, which could be used for whatever. So we'll see about that. Yeah, you got all the results there. New cash, approximately $244 million of new financing that was primarily used to redeem debt maturing in 2026. Debt reduction, equitization of at least $143 million of existing debt with the potential to equitize up to $337 million of existing debt. Litigation resolution, final resolution of litigation with holders of EMC's 7.5% senior secured notes due 2029. Let's see. The EPS. One second. I'm just reading through the whole thing. All right. Earnings per share. So the earnings per share, they had report. What was it? So it was a surprise 7 cents. Standardized, -1, so 0.011. Reported 0.00. Estimated -0.072. So barely. I think it's just the same thing. EPS was the same thing. Where is it? Right here. They have reported the EPS for the quarter was a loss of just 1 cent. That's all they lost. It was just 1 cent off their EPS. So you can see right here. So September 30th of 2024 was negative 11 cents. The actual ended up being 4 cents more to negative 15 cents, which was missed. Then December 31st was negative 18 cents. Actual was negative 35 cents. It was missed. March 31st of this year was negative 59 cents. The actual was negative 58 cents. Was a beat. And then for this past quarter, June 30th, 2025, estimate was at negative 8 cents. The actual was nothing. No change. And it was a beat. So, negative, negative, positive, positive. Oh yeah. It was a beat. They had beaten earnings. And that is 2 earnings in a row already that they had beaten. So that is actually positive, in my opinion. If we take a look at the way that this is looking, it could be that this will be where AMC starts if the 9 ends up crossing over the 20 EMA before this week is over, in my opinion, hypothetically, just like it did here back in July 10th. July 10th to the 11th, you've seen the 9 EMA crossing over the 20, and you've seen some price action from as low as 285 all the way coming back up to 347, and then holding the trend here to then come back to then bounce back up and go as high as 360, which which it did after it started to sell back down all the way to as low as 285. Oh no, 278. And then now we held that level, and now it's going for a bounce. But you can see here, even on the ultimate RSI, it completely bottomed out and is looking for a reversal. And of course, since I do have the ultimate RSI by Lux Algo, you see that I have this set up um, with the smooth 50 SMA, and obviously if this 14th RMA length um, before this week is done, or it could take another week or so, but you obviously need this situation to happen where the line meets with the 50 SMA and break over, and then you want this to trend up and then go as high as it can until it's completely overbought, which would be the 80 level that you see right there. And that would be very bullish in the case of AMC if it does continue to perform the way it is right now. Because if you look at it on the 4-hour chart, you can see that it did have a nice comeback. Big spike, of course, because of the earnings report, the result. Took another spike here on this 4-hour candle, but you can see how the volume is lessening and lessening. It's like now trying to decide whether it's going to actually continue to go under $3 by the end of this week and back to 280, or if it's actually going to hold at $3, consolidate, and then go for another reversal to try to retest levels as 320 to 25 cents, or even as high as $3.50. So that would have to be my guesstimate, my hypothetical analysis there on AMC. But if everything does go the way it is in the bullish case, and you can see here with this smash pullback strat, whatever this indicator is, you can see how this wave, which is supposed to represent the 50 and the 200 MA, how it just crosses over from bullish to bearish, and then here you see the wave start to now come back up in the reversal. So you obviously have to see this situation happen again, where it reverses once again and then transitions into bullish wave or cloud, whatever you want to call this, and hopefully we can get some more bullish activity and more institutions to become more attracted and interested in AMC again, in my opinion, for this to start making moves and to align with everything that's been happening with the company and with their earnings and the revenue and all that good stuff. In terms of the shorts, I have no idea, but we gotta see what happens afterwards. So yeah, that's my overview analysis on AMC. Let's see. I noticed they are stacking the shares. You know what? Good point, Zelly. And I didn't hear that Grupo Frontiera Frontiera featuring Bad Bunny. Nah, I Mexican collab. I mean, there's gotta be a lot of collabs like that. That would be cool. Some add some corrido with some Puerto Rican theme to it. You know, like some like a fusion. You know, like how you fuse how you have a fusion of food. That would be the case there for that type of music. Corrido and reggaeton. I think that would sound really cool. But I'm gonna have to check that out because that sounds pretty interesting. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Um, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Zelly. Let me take a look at the one. Yeah, even the 1 hour for AMC is just nothing but consolidation. It can go either way. So again, even though if that's the case in my overview, always pay attention to the overall market and what it's doing. That's what I do most of the time. I just look at what's happening with with SPY futures, the other futures too. Where is um where is it? Right here. Let's see what the SPY is doing. It's kind of having a hard time here, trying to break out, so it's consolidating. Probably gonna try to pull back at some point here. It looks like that's what it's doing on the 5 minute chart for the SPY futures. Looks like it couldn't hang, it couldn't hold. It might just be overbought at this point and probably start to come back down, um, depending on the situation. Resistance at 6408 to 6410. Um, let's see what else is going on. Uh, the Hang Seng is slipping a little bit here, but a random pop out of nowhere. Japan is up. Japan is booming right now. Um, huge huge rally right now in the Japan markets. You got this here jumping from 42,193 to right now at the high of 42,938. So Japan, and then the same situation with Bitcoin as both SPY, Bitcoin. You could see the resemblance, of course, um, because somehow it's just very tied to each other, in my opinion. So if SPY, no, if Bitcoin drops a big dump and starts to sell off, I'm pretty sure that SPY futures would follow at the same time. But we'll see about that. Let's look real quick at let's look real quick at Fintel data for AMC. Adrian, welcome back. What is good? Great music slaps great food snacks. Oh wow. Midas Mike has a new IPO today. Say word. I'm gonna have to check that out too. My goodness. Hey, look at that. I think the short interest ratio had dropped a little bit for AMC, but the short interest percentage float dropped a little bit too. They definitely stacked this 11 hours ago, 13 hours ago. for short shares at 7,400,000. Now down to 6,800,000 as of 2 hours ago. Cost to borrow. There's nothing that is exciting me right now about this. Nothing that raises my eyebrows and questioning. If I don't see this like double digits, triple digits, this means nothing to me. And this doesn't mean anything to me unless I start seeing all of a sudden lose a million, or short shares goes under a million and starts heading back down, and that's something that would definitely raise my eyebrow. And if the short interest percentage flow is above 15% to 20% and more, then of course that's gonna make me wonder. Oh my God, things are getting crazy. Midas Mike. Yo, let me look him up real quick. That's the Midas touch. Because you've been highly speaking about him for a long time, and he's been on a roll. He's been on a roll. Wait, hold on. Oh, this is not it. Hold on, what are you talking about? Huh? Midas Mike? You mean Mike? Wait, hold on, hold on. Okay, hold on. What am I seeing here? Midas Mike? um, IPO Market Watch. MIAX. Not financial advice. I was like, who's Midas Mike? Is the next big thing in options trading? Exchange operator goes public. MIAX. Alright, let me take a look at that real quick. Excuse me. Let's just do our research here. IPO Spotlight. MIAX eyes New York Stock Exchange listing as it builds a next-gen global exchange. Whoa, wait a minute. From futures and options to international listings, MIAX is scaling fast with Bloomberg exclusives plus new tech. Is this the next ICE? Wow. Says here, oh my, oh. I'm like, MIAX, exchange. Miami International Holdings. The parent company behind the MIAX family of exchanges is preparing to go public on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol MIAX. The company plans to offer 15 million shares at a proposed price range, of $19 to $21 per share with an additional 2.25 million shares available to underwriters via a 30-day option. At the midpoint of the range, the IPO is expected to raise $300 million, positioning MIAX to significantly expand its trading and clearing operations across multiple asset classes. The offering is being led by JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and Piper Sandler, with additional support from Keith, Bryant and Woods, Raymond James, William Blair, and Rosenblatt. So MIAX is known for its proprietary trading infrastructure, which powers a diverse network of regulated marketplaces spanning U.S. options, equities, futures, and international securities. Its platforms include MIAX Options, Pearl, Emerald, and Sapphire in the U.S. options space, MIAX Pearl Equities for U.S. equities, MIAX, 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 futures, and MIAX DX for futures and crypto-linked products, and two international listing venues, BSX, Bermuda Stock Exchange, and TISE, the International Stock Exchange Group. And this vertically integrated structure, combined with MIAX high-speed technology and low latency performance, creates a compelling alternative to large incumbent like how do I say this? Larger incumbents like SIBO, Nasdaq, and ICE. Let's go to the dictionary. Incumbent, the holder of an office or post. Okay. Okay. Proceeds from the IPO will be used to invest in product development, notably the launch of proprietary index products licensed from Bloomberg, enhance the Onyx Futures trading system, expand market access globally, and strengthen the company's balance sheet by eliminating more than $140 million in puttable instruments. The IPO also marks the end of MIAS's use of equity rights programs, ERPs, which were instrumental in building early liquidity and aligning market participants with ownership incentives. So they were founded in 2012. MIAX has grown steadily through both internal expansion and strategic acquisitions. These include its purchases of MIAX Futures in 2020, Dorman Trading in 2022, MIAX DX in 2023, and TISE in 2025. Over the past decade, it has successfully launched 5 options exchanges and 1 equities platform, and it now holds clearinghouse licenses with the SEC, CFTC, BMA, and GFSC. The company is also planning to debut futures and options based on Bloomberg's B500 and B100Q indexes starting in late 2025 and continuing through 2026, with all products expected to be cleared through the Options Clearing Corporation or MIAX's own clearing entities. More that and I'm gonna post that onto the IPOs. Didn't I have I could have sworn I had a channel about IPOs. Am I bugging? I could have sworn. I thought I did. I must be bugging. Maybe, I don't know. Did I? Oh, I'll post it here. Fishy. Oh, I'm gonna post this here. I should have an IPO section here. I should make it. And I need to do some consolidating here. Here, consolidate and then just like make fewer channels on the Discord. That way it won't be so crazy. Got a lot going on there. So I will be This is not for promotion. This is for research purposes. Okay. And I'm going to share a video. Okay, IPO, Market Watch. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for introducing these awesome videos and IPOs. A lot of hot information, valuable information. And thanks to Fishy for introducing me and everybody else to this channel. So I'm going to be sharing that link right now on my Discord. Take a look. And again, this is not financial advice. There you go. Look, he still has this video featured here on his page. Why I stand by Rocket Lab stock, the next frontier from over a year ago. Interesting. Interesting. Archer missed their earnings. Reported after market close. Thing went down from 954 on the close. It did go to as high as 990, but couldn't hang afterwards and dropped as low as not $8.76. Wow. You say it's going to 50 plus in the first day. I believe that. What the listing is, you see that August 13th title 2 days away. Wait, which one? Did I just miss something? Aaron, I got kicked from a channel from dropping bangers. Who's Aaron? I'm confused. Oh man, this is crazy. And what is this? When did I do this? What is this random? Was I supposed to do something with this? Oh my god, the TV so loud in the background is gonna cause me to get a copyright strike. This is why I need my own closed room. So exposed here to different sounds and music. This looks like it was, I guess it was meant to sell off. I guess it was meant to sell off because this was and what's funny is that, oh, you know what? That is interesting. Even though I had this up for a reason, I don't know what it was. Why did I have this up? But it touched this trend line throughout all of that. I don't know if you want to call it a double top or whatever, but this was like a huge rejection off of whatever this was, and it looks like it's just sloping down, ready to come down even more. So based on that result, I want to say that Archer could be, this is my opinion here, retesting new lows, new day lows this week. So I want to say the first level that it would probably be setting their eyes on is $8 a share. And then if that falls through that level, then you would probably have somewhere around 665 and 7. So around the range between 665 and $8 is where you probably would have to look closely at. And but the thing is, let me see, hold on. It was oversold at one point, and that was this past Monday. But then it crossed over the 50 SMA, consolidated for a bit, and then had a huge rejection. And that's because of the earnings report. And now it's back under the 50 SMA. So this lead, leads it back into that bearish downturn. I mean the downtrend pretty much, like to continue, um, and to probably see more lows afterwards. So let me see something right here. Let me look at Archer from here and see how low is it right now, or did it bounce back? Oh, okay. So, all right. You see, that's why it's always good to check to see what's going on in the 24-hour markets, because even though it closed on the after hours at 9:15, it's somewhat kind of trying to hold above 9:15 at 9:19 right now. So either holds with or falls below if, and again depending on the market status, or I mean depending on the market. So, oh, Urban Girl, it's nice to see you. It's been a while. I'm glad to be able to see you here, catch a live with me here in the evening hours, which is now seemingly more rare than ever. And of course, I should be able to do this more, but I'm just I'm just trying to figure things out. So, but that's cool. How have you been, Urban Girl? How have you been? Aw. So I don't know. I'm just here trying to think. I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to think because it's definitely underneath that 200. So that's usually not a good thing. So I wonder if it has a lot more room to go to the downside. And overall, I mean, even on the daily, it looks like it was heading down there anyway, with the 200 on the daily being at 869, um, which was actually very, very close to hitting, because it did hit a low of 877. And there is a little gap that I noticed. I have to check out here on trading view and see. Oh, okay. So, all right. So let me remove this. Um, yeah, I've been having a cold. I don't know if it's sinus. I don't know if it's a sinus, or I mean I do have a cough. I've been having yeah, I have been having a cough for over a week. Don't know where it came from. Just I've been doing a lot of deliveries too. I've been a little exhausted. If it's my body just know, dropping in the immune system. Maybe it dropped a bit. I don't know. I've been sneezing too. That sucks. It sucks. So I'm just trying to figure things out, drink tea, and trying to feel better. Let's see. We got the gap here. Thank you for asking, by the way. That's very, very sweet of you. Here's the gap, the small gap on the daily, and that's supposed to be somewhere between 740. I'm gonna round it to 745, and so between 745 and 770, around there. And that will probably be the next gap down to fill if it continues this bearish divergence. From there, we'll see if it bottoms out along with these previous levels back in April. I'll put a line here at 660. So yeah, I guess it's something similar to what I had before, but yeah, that is the existing gap right now on the daily. I'm not sure if there's any other gaps below that. I don't think there is, but that is the only gap that exists on the daily chart to the downside right now. So for now, I am going to say that this has a bearish sentiment, and we'll see what happens if it actually does come to fruition and it starts to fill that gap down to 750 by end of week, or maybe by the mid-month. Also depending on the market conditions too, because it does play a big factor on that. Yeah, probably worn out, allergies, again sinus and cough, all that. And I need more sleep. I need to sleep like a normal human being, because my schedule is all messed up in general. But thank you, Urban Girl. That means a lot. So that's for Archer. What's the Fintel saying for Archer? I'm actually curious. Oh, wow. Dude, okay. So Archer's short interest ratio is at 3.23 days to cover, but the short interest percentage of the flow, thank you, is actually pretty high right now at 18.63%. Wow. There you go. Oh. Oh, that's a lot of short shares though. Giving me AMC vibes here. 2 hours ago at 5,900,000 short shares available. Yeah, and also the cost to borrow percentage is giving me AMC vibes too. But the short interest percentage of the float is actually pretty high. Not gonna lie. What up, Matt? Turn your head and cough. How do you want me to turn my head and cough? You want me to turn my head down and cough? You want me to turn to the side and cough behind me? How? How do you want me to do that? How do you want me to do that? How do you expect me to turn my head and cough in a direction where it's still gonna get to me? ZJY. I'm joking. The Bulls are still in CJY. Never had your balls checked for hernia? My bolas? Nah, never. I am pretty sure that I do not have that for sure.
Everyone buy Railtown now because this is the last chance you will get before Railtown reaches $5 a share tomorrow. That is financial advice.
Fuck out of here. Oh, yeah. Watch out, Archer. Coming down, Archer. Let's see, ASTS was another one. And I believe that one, wow, that was actually a missed earnings. But says AST Space Mobile plans to provide nationwide intermittent intermittent service in the US by late 2025 with launches in the UK, Japan, and Canada set for early 2026. Excuse me. Oh my god. Excuse me. So I think that's the reason why, even though they did miss earnings with this reaction, it bounced up super high from the low here of 42.53 to as high as 51.95. And that is because 6 hours ago, reported by Dow Jones Newswire, um, their shares gained after satellite deployment confirmation. Stating here by the chief executive, we also have planned orbital launches every 1 to 2 months on average during 2025 and 2026. So, so they pretty much have a fully funded plan to deploy 45 to 60 satellites into orbit by 2026. Let's hope those do not crash into each other. But other than that, just looking at the 24-hour chart here, ASTS has been pretty explosive, in my opinion. Even though they had missed earnings once again before for the period ending in March 2025, back in May 12th, um, that still didn't stop the stock from getting another rise from as low as 23.68 all the way to as high as 51.30. And this stock last year, May, was just only at a low of what? Around $2.50 to $3. That's crazy. That is insanity. Look at this. Imagine that, right? Being at a low of $2.20 to now, I mean, to a high of $60.95. That's your little MOAS right there. But of course, in the long term. And this had been up for what? How long? 225. Okay, I want to say it's been, wow, over 2,700% in the last 440 days. Since that bottom there of 225. Over 2,700%. That is massive, in my opinion. But will it continue to surge, or will it actually exhaust itself and start to sell off all of its gains? And look at this. It's reached 452.36 overnight hours, but still consolidating. I just wonder, how would this react tomorrow? How would this react tomorrow? You tell me, guys. were the others? Let me just see real quick. I think Oklo. I forgot Oklo had earnings too. Okolito. Oh, even Plug. Plug. Actually, they beat in revenue. So their estimate was at $158.4 million. They reported to be $173.97 million. So that's good, but they did miss earnings per share. So it was reported to be, so it was estimated to be at negative 15 cents. It reported to be negative 20 cents. So it's supposed to come down instead to be considered a beat. But even though that was the case, surprisingly, dropping to as low as 137 from that reaction and then actually bouncing back up to close at 158. And that is actually quite surprising. And as a matter of fact, Plug is back to where it was. And right now it's at $1.59. Unless something is going on, maybe there's news on the way. And something is bound to happen tomorrow. Who knows? Then you got Oklo. Where's Oklo at? Okolito. Missed earnings. It was a little chippy choppy, but other than that, it looked like it was ready to rebound again. So that is what happened to Oklo. GoPro, right? GoPro. Completely forgot about that one. Where's G Pro? I haven't even. Hold on. I never even had it on the watch list before. But their earnings. Well, actually, before earnings, it was at 150, and then it got dropped all the way to 131. Why is GoPro so cheap? As a matter of fact, look at GoPro before. Back in here, looks like they had a little P&D starting from July 18, when it was actually worth right about 77 to 78 cents. And then there was some buying here, aggressive buying, all the way towards the end of July, on the 22nd to the 23rd, from about 77 cents all the way to as high as $2.70 on this big spike on the 4 hour, and then coming back down for that P&D, then consolidating. They say that their second quarter revenue fell 18%. Looks like they. Oh, okay. So, cost-cutting initiatives. So it was a narrower second quarter loss due to savings from cost-cutting initiatives. Camera company reported a loss of $16 million or 10 cents a share, compared with a loss of $47.8 million or 31 cents a share a year earlier. Adjusted earnings were a loss of 8 cents a share, compared with 24 cents a year ago. They had posted revenue of $153 million, down from $186.2 million the year prior. The company reported a 3% decline in GoPro subscribers to 2.5 million. Wow. Why are they falling? Up.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Operating expenses fell 32%.
Go to sleep.
Operating expenses fell 22%. Fueled by cuts to research and development and sales and marketing. Company said it would launch several products in the second half of the year that it expects will restore revenue growth and profitability beginning in the fourth quarter. Last month, GoPro emerged as a popular pick in the latest revival of meme stocks. Oh, great. Now we have GoPro as a meme stock, which gained popularity on social media and rise to levels disconnected from their actual value. Because even myself, I thought about it. I'm like, GoPro? I mean, it's pretty much known worldwide. A lot of sales. A lot of people probably have GoPros. Majority in the world. I would think that this stock would be worth double digits, in my opinion. But to be at like $1.30, market cap of only $209.85 million, shares flow of 125.69 million shares. It makes you wonder. Let me look at the Fintel numbers for GoPro real quick. Short interest percentage float, 11.32. It's getting up there. Days to cover at 2.95. They're running out of short shares actually from 1,500,000 to now 700,000 as of 2 hours ago. Cost to borrow is below 1%. Nothing for me to be excited about, but I wonder. I'm always wondering. But why? Why is it so cheap? I'm not too sure, man. Not too sure. Overall, this was at a low, at a 52-week low of 39 cents. Pretty much 40 cents a share. Back then, when they were doing pretty well, this stock, Jesus Christ, look at this. Look at the melt down from the top here as GoPro stock was once at a high of what? $13.79 before coming back down to around $2. No, wait a minute. What about their IPO? Oh, damn, okay. Whoa. They haven't even had a reverse stock split before. But IPO? The highest price after IPO was at $98.47. When they had listed on to the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ, it was around $28, $38, $28 to $30 a share. So from there to $98.47 to then be all the way back down to $1.30. That is wild. Massively shorted. How is this even possible? I have no idea. This is crazy. Look at that. You see this though? You see this? That's insane, man. That is insane. Not the weekly. Get the weekly chart. shows somewhat of a slow rebound. This is the wave here, and look, we have a weekly bullish crossover here between the 9 and the 20 EMA, and therefore that could be I mean, I'm not too sure. Not too sure what could happen here in the next week or so if it'll continue to consolidate like this. GoPro raises 50 million secured term loan. Okay, so this was August 4th, reported here that they had announced it entered into a second lien credit agreement, providing for a secured term loan in an aggregate principal amount of $50 million from Farallon Capital Management and certain of its affiliates. The company closed the debt financing as part of the strategic initiative to bolster its balance sheet and placed approximately $94 million in escrow to repay the convertible debt maturing in November 2025. This debt financing underscores our disciplined approach to capital management and reinforces our commitment to achieving long-term financial strength. Farallon's understanding of our business needs allowed us to develop a solution that enhances our balance sheet in a way that it's intended to provide the flexibility we need to meet our near-term obligations while continuing to execute on the business. Says here, GoPro's obligations under the second lien credit agreement are guaranteed by certain of GoPro's domestic subsidiaries and are secured by a second lien security interest in substantially all of the assets of GoPro, including its intellectual property and a pledge of shares in certain of GoPro's subsidiaries. Wow. Okay. GoPro. Is GoPro? No, it's not on the. It's not. Oh, they do have options. They had volume in here for the $1.50 calls. Not as much for the September 19th calls. Barely any volume. Leaps. Interesting. What was the option statistic volume? Almost neck to neck on volume between calls and puts. I'm gonna have to watch this one closely. See what happens. EG still has Tilray shares. Tilray. Wait, didn't Tilray also have... Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, what the frick? What happened to Tilray? Tilray brands up over 29%, on pace for largest percent increase since April 2024. Oh, let's see what this is about. Okay, pot stocks jump as Trump signals possible reclassification. So it says here, shares of pot companies jumped on Monday after U.S. President Donald Trump said his administration is looking at reclassifying marijuana as a less dangerous drug, potentially easing criminal penalties and reshaping the industry's federal standing. So, Tilray Brands shares gaining nearly 24%, while the U.S. listed shares of Sundial, we love you too, and Kronos Group were up 15.5% and 13.2% respectively. Toronto listed shares of Canopy Grove and True Leaf Cannabis jumped 30% and 27% respectively. And then ETF advisor shares Pure U.S. Cannabis was up 18.5%. So even mere speculation of federal level reclassification can catalyze outsized moves in cannabis stocks, as shifting marijuana from its current Schedule 1 classification could unlock banking access, attract institutional investors, and spur mergers and acquisitions. Reclassification would also remove the tax burden under Section 280E, which denies standard business deductions to cannabis companies. Resolution of this tax barrier could pave the way for cannabis companies to list on U.S. stock exchanges, further unlocking capital market access. Wow, so maybe the list of cannabis companies getting listed in the stock exchange could grow. You probably have a bigger list of pot stocks in the market later in the future. The Biden administration had directed the Department of Health and Human Services to review marijuana's status, leading the agency to recommend moving it to Schedule 3, a category for drugs with moderate to low potential for dependence. But yeah, so now it's listed as Schedule 1. Wait, let me hold on. I mean, use it, just don't abuse it. It's not necessary to abuse it. But yeah, this is the price action as of I mean, look at this. I mean, this was at a low of 35 cents back in the end of June. And Tilray, before that, look at the daily chart here. Easier to just look at that instead. Dude, what the hell? I don't think it's ever had a reverse stock split either. Did it? No. But look, back in Tilray here with a this was during the AMC GME squeeze. Well, afterwards actually. This thing was at a low of like $7. This thing went to as high as $67 a share. That was a little moass right there. Not a little moass, but like short squeeze. This thing melted, literally melted since that high of $67, and was at a low of 35 cents. And now you have this. I mean, this is a pretty decent reversal. Uptrend to then gap down, consolidate, hit a reversal, and then freaking go crazy. Look at that. So you had this at 68 cents to the top of $1.08. So it makes you wonder, because the weekly had just, thanks to that news, it helped the 9 EMA cross over the 20 EMA, pushing the stock further above $1. So that's dope. Sundial, same thing. It's the same thing. Same algorithmic trading on the daily chart. You can see it there. Because it also did gap down here. Although it gapped up, it had earnings July 31st. So not too long ago. And they had actually beat their earnings per share and revenue. So that's positive on Sundial's part. And did the same thing where it consolidated, and then you had the news come out Monday, today, or yesterday, and brought the stock from the open of $1.73 to as high as $2.09. It's a decent move, all right. Overall, from $1.15 to $2, that's a decent move. Nothing too crazy, but this could raise some eyebrows and wonder, what could be next. Looks like this was considered to be in a descending wedge, a wedgie, and it broke out. From here or from here? I think it was from here. Yeah, so if that's the case, maybe this can push back up over to 220. Maybe the next target could be somewhere around 240, as it was previously back then, a couple of times. Yeah. What about earnings after the close? I reviewed a couple of the stocks that had earnings after close. You might have to recap that because it's actually getting late here. It's midnight. I do have to go to sleep for work tomorrow. But for Sundial, their earnings now coming up on November 17. November 17. Wait, hold on. Zelly, do you still have Sundial? Is that why you ask? Sundial looks good though. I will put some alerts here for 215 and 225 just to see if it actually is moving up a lot more. Yeah, that's interesting. SNDL. Not special. Let's see. For excuse me. I should make some tea. Yeah, I should get off and make some tea before I go to sleep. This cough sucks. Earnings for tomorrow, well today. Only thing that I see familiar is Circle, I think. That's it. Pony AI? What is with these names? Big Bear AI, Pony AI, Soundhound, Pony AI, ticker symbol Pony, Pony. I bet a lot of people would like that ticker name, Pony. Pony AI target price started at $20 a share by UBS. Wow. That was on August 5th. They have a buy rating. Robotaxis services set to be Pony AI's key revenue driver from 2027. Let's see how this price action looked like on a daily. Huh. It looked like it was all over for the stock here, falling from as high as 23.88, 24 bucks a share, dropping to the very low of $4.11 before having this massive upswing here to rise back up to $21. That's crazy. And it looks like it's holding up pretty well there too. Let me save that too. I'm gonna put that up there. How's it not on my watch list? I have no idea. But now it is. Then you have after market closes, which is Kava. Then you have Rigetti for quantum computing stock. H&R Block. Navigator Gas. That's all I see there that's familiar. For Wednesday, before market open, is Endeavor Silver, which is a silver mining stock that we've been talking about for almost a year or so. Red Robin, yum. Red Robin, Cisco, Equinox Gold, John Deere on Thursday, Canon, Advanced Auto Parts, Gambling.com, SanDisk, The Metals Company, TMC, Cooler, New, Applied Materials, AMAT. Yeah, not a lot of names that I recognize here, but I only know a few on this list. Alright, well, if there's any other mentions, let me know. If not, I will be ending the stream. Because it's late. Daddy needs to go to bed. Oh, what about... I totally forgot about GME. Oh, whoa. Acid and titties. Acid and titties with a blowout here. Whoa, wait a minute, I didn't see this. This was trading at like 328, 329 at the day low. This thing jumped up to as high as 452. Why is that? Wow. Oh my gosh. American Tungsten Corporation. Wow. This thing is picking up on volume. The average volume, the 30-day average volume was 208,000. Monday's volume was 2.1 million. So something's going on here. And ever since I mentioned about this stock in particular, and I'm here thinking, why didn't I get in? Why? I don't know why. Oh my god. And I give a shout out to Eric because he brought the topic of tungsten and we decided to do some research on it. So thanks to him. But man, I mean, this was at a 52-week low of 34 cents as of June 30th, and now to see it at hit as high as 80 cents. But did you get in? No, I didn't get in. I didn't. So we're gonna keep a close eye on that. If it reaches $1, I'm gonna be sad, cause this would have been a nice gainer. I mean, I've been talking about this stock for a while now. I think for about a few weeks, ranging around 50 cents, and now all of a sudden to see volume come in strong, something is happening. So that means news, maybe some news. I'm not too sure. But ever since the bottom at 34 cents, June 30th, now it's been up over 130% in 42 days. Will it continue to climb up? I do not know. I do not know. But I would like to see what's the situation here with the shorts. Cost to borrow. Only 15,000 available as of 1:26 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday, and only 11% cost to borrow fees. All right, and then you have open. Open is looking. Oh my gosh. What is opening doing? What is open doing? Wow, short interest percentage of the float at 22.92% is high, and there's no more short shares available to lend. 3 hours ago, cost to borrow, hanging around almost 7%. But there's none. They ran out of shares. Look at that. That is a really interesting setup there. And what it could be for maybe open to retest $3 a share. And you had underperformed from neutral. Oh shoot. That's interesting. You had analysts from Citigroup cutting their ratings from neutral to sell, announcing a price target of 70 cents. They're bearish as hell. Then you have Zelman and Association from neutral to now underperform at $1 a share. This was 5 days ago. But now it's completely different. Completely different. Now it's holding a trend. Or if it actually does hold and break over 240 to 250, I think if it breaks over 250 and volume surges in, I think shorts will get hammered big time. This thing will explode. In my opinion, of course, not financial advice. Do your own research. So I'm gonna keep a close eye on open. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. That's enough reviewing. Enough reviewing for tonight. So, thank you to everybody here for joining another live stream with yours truly, LionOfAllTradez, here in the Lion's Den, and for tuning in to review the stocks that have been talked about for some time, and also finding out about their earnings report, anything else that I don't know of, anything that you guys would like to share, let me know. Um, and I would gladly review it for y'all. So thank you to Zelly B. Thank you for coming through. It's good to see you. Much love. Thank you to Fishy, Adrian, Urban Girl, Matt, and Michael for joining us. Shout out to everybody else, Johnny, TP, Chris with a K, Eric. Did I say Johnny already? I think I did. Sonny, Gary. Batter M. Shout out to Batter M. I've seen him a couple of times. Big JR. Jesse J. And everybody else who have been missed. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. And I'll see you in the next stream tomorrow morning. Same time. Much love. Be safe. Good luck tomorrow. And have a good night. And just remember that anything and everything said on this stream is strictly in my opinion and the opinion of others. This is not financial advice. Remember to do your own research and just know that you are your own decision maker of your investments. As long as you're managing your risks, you're setting your limits, and you're making your money. And just remember to not let them take a single penny back. NFA. Love y'all. Take care. LionOfAllTradez signing out. Peace.
Mm-hmm.